Well, every year here at REACHRIGHT, our team scours the internet for the best church websites in the entire world. And we have narrowed that list down today to our 7 favorite church websites that you have to see. Let's do this. Well, hey guys, I'm Thomas here from REACHRIGHT. We put out new content like this each and every week, so if this is the kind of thing that you're into, it would mean a lot to me if you would hit that subscribe button. Now, over the last 9 years here at REACHRIGHT, we've been helping churches all over the world build better church websites. And with that, we've seen a lot of really great church websites and a lot of really bad church websites. Most of these videos that we put out there, we focus on some of the mistakes and things you need to improve on your church website. But today, we wanted to take some time to give credit where credit is due and point out some of the things that we love about the best church websites in the world. Our team spent hours and hours looking at literally thousands of church websites to boil it down to our list of 100 of our favorite church websites. We update this list every single year, and you can actually find a link to that down in the description if you want to do a deeper dive and see all 100 of our favorite church websites. And then what we've done from there is we took that list and boiled it down even further to come up with our list of the absolute top 7 best church websites. Now, disclaimer, this is in our opinion. While we didn't go through a scientific research process and have hard data to tell you these sites are the best, we do have a lot of experience in this. I personally have been helping churches do websites for 16 years at this point in total, and our team here has a combined 75 years of experience working with churches in their websites. So we do know a thing or two about this, and I think you're gonna like the websites that we chose. None of the sites that I'm gonna talk about are designed by the team here at REACHRIGHT, and while our team has several sites that we considered putting in this list, we decided not to put any of our work in here just to keep it fair and unbiased. I also should mention that while the churches that we chose in general are a little bit on the larger side, there are some that are more medium-sized churches on this list. And if you're looking for even small churches, be sure to check out that list of the top 100 where we do a deep dive into churches of all sizes. The first church on our list is Vineyard Cincinnati, and we just absolutely love this site. The first thing that grabs my attention is the powerful welcome background video that you see right behind the big "You are welcome here" letters right when you first get on the site. I think it does a good job of actually helping people feel like they would be welcome if they were to visit a church like this. Combine that with the really consistent branding and the green that they use on the site and how it goes from section to section, they do a really great job. One of the things I really love about this site is their I'm New page, and at the center of that is this 5 steps to a new visit. It's a place on the site where people that are considering visiting the church for the first time can have all of their questions answered. And while I've seen these kinds of pages on all kinds of church websites, I really love the way that they broke it down into 5 steps that makes it really clear, and there is no confusion that if someone is considering visiting a church in Cincinnati, these are the exact steps that you go through. Really well done. It's a great site for you to check out. Next on the list, we have Passion City Church out of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, this is a very large church pastored by Louis Giglio, but it's more than just the size of the church that we like about this site. One of the things that jumps out to me right out of the gate is the simplicity of the navigation. If you take a look at the navigation on the top of their site, you'll see that they only have 5 different options when you get on there. They have Start Here, Sundays, Give, Messages, and then Menu. Now, when you click on Menu, it brings up what we would call a mega nav, where there's lots of other options, but I really love the clean look of this. There's only a few choices for people to make in that navigation line. One of the things we hear from churches all the time is they have a really hard time narrowing down what they should choose to put in that navigation line, but I have to say that if this very large church can get it down to 5 options, there's no reason why those of us that pastor small to medium-sized churches can't narrow it down in a similar way. Beyond that, I really do love their background video on that homepage. It is one of my favorite. It just really engages you. The quick cuts from scene to scene really make it feel like a place that I would like to visit. The design is fantastic, and we absolutely love this church website. Next up on the list, we have Mariners Church out of Irvine, California. It's also what we would consider to be a mega church, a very large congregation, but they do a lot of things on this website really well. The thing that I love is the way that they handle their multi-site approach. They have 8 campuses in total when you include their online campus. So getting their information organized in a way that's easy for a user to find their way around is really a challenge, but they do a fantastic job. Right from the homepage, you can click on their locations button and it takes you to a list of each campus. And when you choose the campus, you'll actually get unique content for each one of those campuses that's tailored for someone who lives in that area. I'd say they do as good a job as anybody in handling multiple locations, and it's really a breeze to be able to navigate around. Another thing I love is their giving page. And it may seem a little bit simple to say we like a giving page. And I love the way that they break down some information. They have a video right on there that explains their heart behind giving. But one thing I also really love is they have an opportunity for people to give crypto donations right on there. Now, they make no promises of keeping cryptocurrency. They actually spell out on the site that they're going to sell the cryptocurrency as soon as it's convenient for them. But if people want to be able to give that, it is a really good opportunity, and I think your church should probably consider it too. But absolutely fantastic job from Mariners Church. We love what they're doing there. Now, fourth on our list, and one that has been there in every iteration of our top 100 church websites list, is Elevation Church out of Matthews, North Carolina. You probably are familiar with this church already, led by Pastor Stephen Furtick. In fact, here at REACHRIGHT, I have to tell you, one of the most common requests we get when people are designing a website is say, can you build me something that looks kind of like what they're doing over at Elevation Church? And it is with good reason. When you first get onto the site, you'll see the pastor that preached the most recent sermon actually there. And if you click on watch, you'll see someone dressed the same way, looking the same way, actually giving that sermon when you get on there. So really cool that they are so up to date with that and they put that content front and center. Another thing that I really love about this site is I love the way that they help people get connected to groups. Being a church this size, there are people all over the world that are following Elevation Church. And to that end, they've built a network of watch parties that happen all over the globe where people can get together, watch sermons from Elevation Church, and become part of the church no matter where they are. And to facilitate this, they actually built one of the coolest map systems that I've ever seen a church put together where people can find watch parties that are in their area. And there are so many of them. I'm here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and there's 50 of them just on my island of Oahu alone. You can scroll through and chances are you'll find watch parties that are happening right there in your area, but I just find this bit of development and their map system to be something that blew me away. So hats off to what they're doing out there at Elevation Church. Great site. Next up on the list, we have Hill City Church out of Richmond, Virginia. And while they're not a small church, I probably wouldn't classify them as a mega church either, but when I get on this site, I'm immediately engaged by their background video. It is one of my favorites that I've ever seen, and in every single scene, there's confetti falling from the sky. And I have to assume that that's not something that happens every single week at Hill City Church, but I do have to tell you that it immediately engages me, and it looks like a really fun church to go and visit. You add to that their slogan right on the homepage, and it says, "We're stoked you're here." It just has this casual feeling that I feel like a lot of people would really relate to. Beyond that, I love that they have a page right in their navigation that just says Jesus. Call it a Jesus page. And on that, people are actually introduced to Jesus. And it talks about what the church believes about Jesus and how someone can start a relationship with Jesus. I gotta tell you that it's hard to walk away with any impression other than this is a church that puts Jesus first. And that really is something that you want to communicate on your church website. So great job to Hill City Church. Next up, number 6, we have Eagle Brook Church. I really love what Eagle Brook Church does. And when you first get on the site, you're immediately impacted by their video. It literally has greeters opening doors to the church as you walk into it when you get onto the site. What a great idea to actually welcome people in when they get onto your church's website. Beyond that, if you dig a little bit deeper, I really love what they've done with their next step section on their site. If you've watched any of our videos here at REACHRIGHT before, you know something we talk about over and over again is the importance online of calling people to action. And that's exactly what a next steps page does. But at Eagle Brook, they go over and above. There are so many different steps that people can take, and they want to give options for people no matter where they are in their relationship with Jesus and in their relationship with Eagle Brook Church. There's a clear next step for every single person, and they do a fantastic job of laying those out and encouraging people to take that next step. That's some really good stuff from Eagle Brook Church. And finally, one of our favorites for 2024 is the site over at Church Home. Now, Church Home is a little bit different. They were a mega church out of the Seattle area, but they have since become a mega church that is primarily an online-only church. And with that, there's a lot of needs that they have on their website that a normal brick and mortar church, if you will, that they wouldn't have. And they have done a great job at meeting some of those needs here. One thing I love about this site is the way that the content is front and center. Each week, Pastor Judah films a new sermon, and when you get onto the site, that's what you're met with. Front and center is that week's sermon, and your main option, what they're driving people to do, is to actually click and engage with that sermon when people first get on there. It's really impactful, and as someone who has looked at thousands of church websites, seeing the sermon content that front and center right when someone gets on the site is not something that I see very often. So I love that they do that. Another thing I love is that front and center on that homepage in the bottom right, you'll see a clear button that says Pastor Chat. And when you get on there, you're actually able to get connected to a pastor from the church that wants to be there to have a conversation with you. You can literally chat with a pastor. Now, I understand this is a very large, probably well-funded church, and being online only, they dedicate more resources to online ministry. But this is something that a lot of other churches can consider as well. Having the opportunity to chat with someone live, whether it be a pastor or someone from your prayer team, is a really cool piece of functionality that I hope more churches will consider. Again, it's a unique church there at Church Home, but we really love the things that they're doing. But I want to know what you think. Have you seen a church website out there that you absolutely love? If so, do me a favor, drop a link to that in the comments down below. I promise you that I will look at every one of those websites that gets dropped in there, and our team will consider it for any future updates to this list or the list of our top 100 that we add to every few months. So make sure to drop that in. Thanks for being a part of the Reach Right family. We'll see you next time.